Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Whole Division podcast. This is season 1. Milan, what episode is it?
7.
Episode 7. Now, for those of you that are, that have been watching the Whole Division podcast for the past 6 episodes and wondering who this lovely young lady is, this is Milan, Miss Millie Rock, right? That's why she doesn't know what episode we're on. We're on episode 7, but you got to forgive her because she's been in prison for the last however many weeks, all right? So that's the reason why. So let me introduce everyone properly, right? So first of all, we got the Whole Division podcast first lady, Miss Chitty. Miss Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Hi guys, blue tongue, namaste, lemon, blue tongue.
There we go. We are joined by a man with another time zone, right? First thing in the morning. And this is the reason why we're on time as well, because as you can see, he's white. It's Mr. Carr Ball.
Hey!
Oh, hello. I'm not even going there with the white. It's 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whatever it is.
What time is it? Is it 6 o'clock? 6 a.m.?
6, yeah.
6 a.m. So you know what? That's dedication for you. It's 6 a.m. in sunny Australia. There we go. We're also joined by Miss Millie Rock, our banter bringer, who's been in prison for a little while. This is why it's her first episode back.
Dix, you can't say that because there's genuine people on here that would genuinely think that's where I was. I was not.
She wasn't in prison. She
was taking a sabbatical. She was taking a sabbatical.
That's why got a booth job.
Make the podcast earlier because no, I'm joking.
So I was saying the tag in it. You got the tag on. You got offline. So that's
Millie, how is the new job going? Because you come back with new boobs by the look of it.
Come back with boobs. Going well.
These are all mine.
Well.
You want to see the butts in? I'm joking. No, these are all mine.
Oh Lord. And of course, myself, DJ Sticky Fingers.
The one and only, the one.
Apparently so. So this week, right? So if you're new to what we do, what we normally have 2 topics. We have a serious topic. We have the Ask Milan, because now she's back, or the Auntie Carl, right? And we also have a fun topic. We're going to change it slightly this week, actually. This week, we're going to kind of continue what we had last week. So last week, we were talking about music news, controversy, and scandal. And we were talking about Mr. Robert Kelly, a.k.a. R. Kelly. And because you guys were so triggered, right, we thought we'll continue it again this week as well. That's what you do on a podcast. If people are triggered by something, you give it to them more so as well. So we'll do that. Start with that. We'll also be talking about the Gen Z, right, woke culture. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what we're talking about, people say that they're woke or things are like. And we got some bits we'll talk about that, cover on that with the Gen Z. And we're also going to be talking about the TV show Married at First Sight. For those of you who haven't seen it, like myself, I've only seen about 10 minutes of it. Actually, I can't even tell you what it's about, but I'm going to assume by the name it's Married at First Sight. So, there we go, right? So, starting off with Mr. R. Kelly, a.k.a. Robert Kelly, a.k.a. a lot of things that people want to call him, the Pied Piper, and there's other names that people choose to use to refer to him. Because we've had Miss Milan for a couple of weeks. Actually, we haven't had Milan at all. Milan, what's your view? So, again, last week we were talking about, should you listen to R. Kelly? If it came to it was a concert, would you go? Would you play his music? What's your views on that?
Are you all right putting me first?
That's a good point. You know what? You're right. I'll come to you after. Carl, I'm coming to you first. Carl, you go first.
Look, can't abide anything he's done, but you can't not agree with the fact that he has brought out some banging music. Would I go and therefore play it? No, I don't play him. No, I don't feel the need to. Like, I do remember some of his stuff, and I just think to myself, no, I can't play that. It's just something psychologically saying, no, stop. It just something stops me. I can't.
Okay, so with that being said then, Carl, if you were in a car with someone, they put on a CD, I don't know, I said CD, people have CDs in their cars these days. I do, but that's another story. They put on the radio, put on the USB, the aux cord, and they put on some R. Kelly, right? Are you going to think differently of them?
No, I won't think different of them. But I know the conversation will come up about the dirty pedo. That will. It's just customary to what's happened, you know. So that will come up that will definitely be a topic. And look, if anyone puts that damn song on, I Believe I Can Fucking Fly, I'm gonna throw them off the balcony. Can't stand it. Never liked it.
When I get you from the airport, I'm gonna play it in the car on repeat loop. I'm gonna loop it.
You know what? I'm gonna take hold of the handbrake.
Fair enough. Chids, I'm coming to you. I know you was here last week, of course. What was your views? Again, continuing from last week's conversation about R. Kelly. Stay? Should he go? Would he play his music? Not play his music? Where you at?
I mean, it's like, no, we shouldn't play his music. He's got amazing music. He's an amazing artist, like I said last week. Do you know what I mean? The guy, he just went and fucked it all up, didn't he? By interfering, being a kiddie fiddler. Like, why did he have to do that? Just interfering with kids, going and messing with other people's children and just violating the whole thing. You just messed up the whole equilibrium thing, innit? Like, I just don't know. No, we should not. We should mute R. Kelly like they did. We should not play his shit. He should. Oh, it's so hard though, isn't it? Because when you're at a little party, like a little family party, like Step in the Name of Love, you know it's a banging tune and it's, you know, that good vibe and everything. But no, he's a dirty rat. It can't happen. But it should, I don't know, it could, but in private, like, I just don't play that shit in public.
So wait, hold that thought, right? So what you're saying, right? So if you're saying that, you know, you're going to take it old school, right? You're going to take it to the noughties, yeah? When, you know, when we start to get freaky and you start putting the little CDs on, the little slow jams, like the Joe, some Jagged Edge, some H-Town, some Feeling on Your Booty. What you said, you're going to continue the, you know...
No, he definitely can't go on one of those. Because it's just going to... No, because you're just going to be thinking about, do you know why? Not when it's like that, because imagine making a slow jam thing and everything's getting a bit, I don't know, the mood's nice and everything, and then the R. Kelly song comes on, it's going to kill the whole fucking vibe, innit? Because everyone's just going to be thinking, I wonder what girl he interfered with when he was, no, I can't. No. When you listen to his songs, you think, was he inspired by all the kids he interfered with? I just don't know. My mind's deep in it, like, I'll go far and I'll think hard. So, no, he can't go on the slow jams. But, you know, if it's like, you know, sometimes on the slide, if you hear one of his tunes, like the other day, I think it was Ignition. And I did go, well, like, just get me the shoulder went and everything. And then I was like, no, Chip, don't do that. He's a pedo. Don't do it. But he does make banging tunes. Yeah, I know. I know I don't want to talk no more about R. Kelly. He's a dirty rat.
Before I come to Miss Millie Rock, right, Miss Milan. PD says, hey everyone. DJ Empress says, evening. I know DJ Empress was supposed to be here this week. I don't know where she is. She's in the comments, but not on live because she was here last week, giving it all the mouth, but she's not here right now. PD says, yeah, I don't know what it is. R. Kelly is just a gnome. He's discredited now, singing about young children. Shake my head. Miss Milan, Miss Millie Rock, what's your views? Are you going to cancel him? Are you playing him? If you're getting down freaky, going old school to the noughties and, you know, got the music playing, as I said, some H-Town, some Joe the C, you know what I mean? And then TP2.com comes in. What are you saying? You can continue in. What is it? Tell me. Talk to me.
You see, like, you can't deny that his music, he's got some good tunes. But I feel like, it's like Chidi said, those sexual loving songs, all I'm going to be thinking about is, who inspired that one? Who is this about then? Let me get on the Google and try to encrypt it. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like some of his other songs, like the wedding songs, like, I still want to, do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that one's okay. I haven't listened to it in a while, but I feel like the lyrics are okay. And surely he can't be talking about doing something with someone that's like 50. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but going to see him in a concert, no.
Yeah.
No, I cannot be paying you. Like, I'm giving him money for what? To go and spend on one of his girls? Like, nah, hon, I'd rather pay to get you out. Like, I'm going to pay to keep you in it. The fuck? That doesn't even make any sense. So yeah, I feel like all the Lovey songs, they are just thrown out. Not at all. But I feel like, you know, like when you're a kid, as a girl, you plan your wedding's planned. I've got certain songs that need to play at certain times, at different times of my drunkenness. And you know that snippet I've got. I mean, maybe you lot don't come to my wedding. I might have to play like one R. Kelly song. just that one, okay? If you don't want to hear it, I'll have some headphones on the side. You can put those on, and you can be listening to your. Be on hold while I play that one song. Just so I can, hey. And then after that, cool, it's cancelled again. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm with you on that one. So you're saying you can play a little candy, do a little candy dance, step in the name of love, and then back onto something else, yeah?
100%.
Okay. Welcome, Kay. Kay's come in. Kay was supposed to be at 9 o'clock. And Kay, although Kay is white, right? Kay doesn't realise that she's supposed to work on white time and she's coming at some next time, right? And you know what, to be fair, listeners, I feel no way going after Kay this week, because last week when Kay was here, she had told me about my forehead and all sorts, right? I felt offended. I was offended. I said, you know what? I said, exactly, she's on my side this time. I said, you know what? I'm coming for her next week with our bumblebee background, looking all yellow. I'm coming for her this week. Welcome, Kay. Welcome.
So now I'm back.
I've literally just
under the headphone to make it flat.
Why
is that?
You see, bearing in mind, before you even say anything about it, I'm going to go to Milan first. Milan, as I told you guys already, the reason Milan has not been here for however long, so she's been in prison. So Milan, you have no place to talk, all right? Kay, Kay, welcome, Kay. Thank you for joining us again this week. Again, we'll continue from last week in regards to R. Kelly. I think you did make a point clear last week, but again, just to remind those who weren't here, your views on Mr. Robert Kelly.
Yeah, it's a no from me. That's pretty much like, yeah. It's just it's unforgivable to like ruin people's lives in that manner. People that still have to walk around and live with that afterwards. Like, because that's not only affecting their family, it's the trauma that they then have to deal with for the rest of their lives. So
I'm going to comment on something there, because back them days, it was different. Parents pushed their children to be around someone famous to make them famous, and they didn't give a shit. Things were different.
Yeah. Well, it's
and
like
parents allowed that.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing with that little girl, the pageant one there who ended up like kind of getting murdered or whatever. What was her name? John Bonet or something like that. She got kind of really pushed into like pageantry and stuff like that. It's strange actually, because the reason why I'm late is because I've just been filming a audition for my goddaughter to go into a Christmas advert this year. So I have been setting up a Christmas tree for the past hour and filming. I know. I was going to film sat in front of the Christmas tree, but I thought everyone would think that I'm more mental than I actually am.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Don't put that energy out there, Kate. You know?
I know. Just to remind everyone, stay weird, please. Stay weird for the people.
Speaking about staying weird, right? I'm going to go at Kay again, right? Just remember, Kay is a fan of the artist Sia, right? Yet, Kay did not know the song Little Man.
I do know. I text Chiddy and I was like, actually, I do know the song. I just didn't realise that it was Sia.
Personally, last week.
In the mind, right? Kay is a super fan to the point that Kay has a tattoo of Sia on her wrist, and didn't know that Sia sang Little Man. So, Kay, I'm not listening to you no more. You're cancelled.
That's cool. I'll just think of myself now.
I think that was her debut UK single.
I remember Taken for Granted, see, and I was listening to that when I was like
remembering
13. But yeah.
All right. PD says, been there. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Probably talking about how handsome Sticky is. DJ Empress says, shut it, Picky. I'm not sure what she's referring to. Probably Carl. Peely says, right? Peely says, let me read this word for word. Peely says, it is Big Sticks. Again, anyway. I'll read it again. It's all there for everyone to see. I got the receipts there. She reads, It is big sticks. So,
Whoa.
again,
What are you talking about?
well,
I think it's the region between the eyebrows and the hairline.
Okay, sorry guys, I'm a bit tired.
I'm not sure that's what he's referring to, but it's quite possible. Anyway, to the next topic, right? We're going to talk about Gen Z and the woke culture.
Oh, give this to Carl. Give it to Carl.
I've just finished my coffee. I feel like I need another one. All right, where are we starting? Okay.
So, Carl, do you want to give some context first, though? Give some context first about what you're referring to, because again, it's hard to show. Carl sent us a video during the week about woke culture and different topics, right? So, Carl, let's give some context and then your views as well.
Okay, so in context, in terms of the Gen Z situation, is what I'm going to call it, or problem, is the labels. Labels and this identity that they want to live by, fine, that's each to their own. But also the part of the I am entitled, the entitlement to it all, that's what I'm talking about in reference to. So the problem with the gay community I'm going to go with, or the LGBTQIXYZ alphabet shit, I'm a gay man nearly in my 40s. So I know where I'm coming from. And when growing up, we went through a certain type of thing. I came out at the age of 13, which was back then not a done thing. But I knew about myself and I was cool with that. And that was that. Everything was easy. Look, I had many a times been in altercations because of being gay and blah, blah, blah. And also, I had also been jumped by about 15 to 18 guys with bats and hospitalized. I've been through that type of stuff. I've been through like going to the protests, the very first Mardi Gras in Wales and stuff. So in terms of like trying to normalize and bring communities together so that people live in the same boundaries. So taking that into account, when these woke wankers want to come up with all these identity crisis and I am this and you will refer to me as this, and we fought so hard to be a part of a community, to be accepted as a society. And I hate the fact that these assholes, these self-imposed, however they want to identify, you can identify as whoever you want to be, but you don't need to tell everyone else they have to abide by that either. You were given this platform to live a good life, and you're creating us now to this society that's been connected together to be ripped apart. That's my problem.
So to give a bit of context, you're referring to things like when people say, refer to me as him, he, she, they, asexual,
I've seen some of them online where they want to be labelled as a fucking wolf. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not even joking. Like, it makes me actually sick to my stomach. These are clinically insane people, some of them. And they get angry.
When people are doing stuff like to that point, like trying to say that they're like a wolf or whatever, it just kind of discredits everyone else then that does genuinely feel like they are neither male nor female. And I have no problem referring to people by their chosen pronouns at all.
Why do we need to talk to them in their pronoun?
Yeah, I just think it's a respect thing, isn't it? It would be like me meeting you and you being like, oh, hey, my name's Carl. And I'd be like, don't really want to call you Carl. I'm going to call you Phil. It's just like, I think people should have a certain element of choice in how they are referred to. But equally, I don't think they should be getting so shitty about people when they make mistakes in how they're being referred to.
With your example of how you're saying now, that's a name. Like, I don't go by, I will be identified as he, they, shit, whatever fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
It's, my name's Carl. That's me. Yeah, I'm cool with that. You know? And I saw one online the other day, which was low. I lost my fucking mind. So there was a whatever they want to be fucking known as, non-binary, but with a man who is non-binary. Hang on, she was with he, who is non-binary, but she's still a lesbian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes. That one confused me as well, Carl. I'm with you on Carl on that one. I saw that as well. So there's a woman who says she's non-binary, and then her partner's non-binary, but she's born female, he's born male. She's non-binary, he's non-binary. So man and woman, but she says I'm a lesbian, and she wants to be referred to as a lesbian.
Oh,
but
can these people just shut the fuck
You're
up?
taking the piss. No, fuck off.
Can they shut
That's just
the
taking
fuck
the
up?
piss. That's nothing to do with your sexuality. That's just you being a fucking arsehole in society because you just want to make it difficult. Do you know what? They're just asking. I think sometimes, like, I've got nothing against anybody, against their race, sexuality, whatever they want to be, whatever they identify as, that's you. And I will always respect that. But you know, when you're going out of your way to make it difficult for people, and then when people do mess up, because they're going to mess up, yeah, when people do mess up, you want to use your overprivileged Gen Z fucking fake woke shit, yeah, and come with all that, yeah, but you did this and you're discriminating against it. Fuck off. I'm a black woman and I've been oppressed for most of my fucking life. Go and fuck yourself. Yeah, that's all I got to say on that. And this is nothing against anybody. Identify as a fucking washing machine if you want to. Do you get me? I will back you all the way. I will do a full spin on a fucking 90. But yeah, when you're going out of your way just to be a difficult person, just so that you can trip people up, and then people will address you in an incorrect way, and then you want to just call them out on it and say that they're being this, that, and the other, and they're not being empathetic and not being sympathetic. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah?
Yeah, totally.
Cheers.
Like, I've got a couple of friends. Oh, sorry, Carl.
Sorry, 2 secs. I went to a bar once, and so there's like the gay strip in Sydney called Oxford Street. So I was there. There was plenty of straight bars around the gay bars. There ain't a problem. So we was in this straight bar, and these gay guys were at the fucking bar, and they were going, "What are you doing in my bar?" To some straight guys.
Up to that.
We own this street. No, you little cunts. You do not. You're making a point. No. I don't like it because you're making life difficult for others. You don't own shit. And you little privileged little twats, we paved the way going through the shit. And before us, people died fighting for rights. People were suppressed. People were beat up. People were ripped apart. And it's still going on. And you little wankers have the damn audacity to come up and say that you own. No. You have no idea. You need to be taught lessons. Fucking irritates me.
You. No, I'm with you. Carl, I feel your fucking fury. You just, you know what? You piped me up. I was so calm. I ain't even calm now. My heart's racing.
Maybe some of the messages quickly. Hold on. This one says for FFS. PD says, agreed, Carl. DJ Empress says, true words, Carl. DJ Empress is laughing at shids. I think talking about being a washing machine and spinning on 19. PD says, there's nothing wrong with being who you are. Just don't be difficult. No time for it. I'm going to come to Miss Milan, Miss Millie Rock. Miss Millie Rock. Don't roll your eyes. You've been here for God knows how long. You've never been here, in fact. Been in prison. Been in prison for however long. What's that prison called in North London? The one, the Holloway Road? I forgot what it's called, man. The women's prison anyway. You know what I'm talking about. That's where Milan has been. Miss Millie Rock. What's your view on this, on what Carl said about the Gen Z being woke and the different labels that we are asked of to address people as?
Mate, when you lot said what the topics were this week, and you said it was, well, I don't even know what woke is. I don't want to be woke. I don't want to be that. I'm just me. I'm living in my own bubble. I am like, what the fuck is woke? What is that? Like, woke to what? I wake up every fucking day. Like, what the fuck are you not talking about? It doesn't make no sense to me at all. On the topic, in the video that Carl sent, the guy literally said, like, before, obviously, before it was LGBT, and that was it. Yeah, then it got to LGBT. Then they added Q. Then I'm pretty sure there's a divide and there's a minus. What the fuck is that? First of all, like,
no. So it's Q means queer and I means intersex. I'm sorry. Why are you adding these fucking Don't.
Like,
Sorry.
this is what I mean. It doesn't make any sense to me. And like the guy said in the video, being, hold on, God, I'm going to get them all wrong. Straight, lesbian, and gay, you cover everything. If you're straight, you're batting for both. If you're lesbian, you're going for the girls, and if you're gay, you're going for the guys. So why now have I got to call someone they? Like, you're a one person. The English language taught me that they means like plural, like, but you're a one person. I don't get, like, they, there. Like, you're not there because you're still one fucking person. It's in my mind, it doesn't make sense in my mind. Like, when did this all happen? When did somebody woke up and thought, fuck it, do you know what? I've had enough of being called a he. Don't want to be a she, though, but definitely don't want to be a he. Hon, you're fucking human. It's either he or she, and there's nothing there. Like, there's nothing in between. I don't get it. I don't get it. It boggles my mind. It really does. It boggles my mind. And then, cool. You want to be called them, their, whatever. Sweet. That's you. Don't then try to chuck it down onto me and be like, oh, but you called me the wrong thing. My name is Milan. If people spell it like Milian or like Mulan, I'm not like, oh, but my name is no. It's all right, cool, whatever. Like, you got my name wrong. Why does it bother you that somebody gets it wrong? Like, who gave you? Like, why are you on your high horse? Because I will come down and chop the horse's fucking legs off. Like, shut up. You're just the same as everybody else. You've got the same fucking heart, the same two hands. Unless you're, disabled, they're trying to get into the disabled community. Don't come for me. But, you've got the same two hands, the same two legs, the same fucking heart, and the same brain that I have. Why the fuck do I now need to bow down and make it right for you so that you feel that? I don't even know. So that you feel what? Like on some pedestal above me.
It's a power trip thing. It is a power trip thing. I think especially these Gen Z woke little shit. They're doing it on purpose because they're setting us up to fail. We naturally we've been taught to say certain things. Yeah, I know we have to unlearn to relearn, but there's levels to it, and I think they do it on purpose to set us up to fail so that we look like we're discriminating or we're against certain things so that they can jump on a bandwagon, have a fucking protest, do all this loud shit, make up more hashtags. I just believe people do it on purpose because here's a little example. There was a girl in my daughter's school, and she said that she doesn't want to identify as a boy or a girl, or she's going by certain pronouns. Fine, everybody accepted is fine. Then when they were just getting into it and trying to learn to address the person by their new pronouns or whatever, she then decided to turn around and say, "Oh no, I'm going back to my girl pronouns. I just want to be known as girl." Fuck off! Fuck off! Don't do that to people. It's terrible.
It's not. I don't think it's right in those senses. Like, I've got a couple of friends who are Gen Z, who are non-binary, and I totally respect that that's how they feel. They're very good with me. That, like, obviously when I had met one of them, he was a he. He has had a name change and obviously a change of pronouns. I haven't got a problem with it. They're super cool if I make mistakes or if I call them their old name, because it's about learning, isn't it? But the problem is you always end up with people who have just got to attack people for making mistakes or like try to force things down people's throats. And then the problem is it makes people angry and then they don't want to cooperate with a certain community, whether that's kind of to do with religion, whether that's kind of shoved down your throat, or say if it's being vegan, like it just doesn't work well to try and educate with aggression.
Oh, like, no,
it doesn't make you inclined.
The vegans piss me off. I'm vegetarian. Like, I haven't eaten meat for 11 years. I ain't going to explain why I haven't eaten meat for 11 years. I haven't got to explain why I haven't eaten meat for 11 years. Those vegans piss me off. Fuck off, because I will still have the fucking rice with a bit of juice from the curry goat. Fuck off, all right? Fuck off. I can't stand them. They piss me off.
Can I just,
annoying.
before I read some of these messages, but I just want to say, Chiz, you know, you mentioned you're vegan. You haven't had meat for how many years did you say?
I'm not vegan. Fuck off. I am not vegan.
Vegetarian. Sorry, vegetarian.
Sorry,
you're vegetarian.
Because I like fish now and again. But
all right.
yeah,
how long has it been? 11 years.
11 years.
Well, look, with that blue tongue, I can introduce you to some meat if you want to. Okay, just put it out there. Right. Right.
Because it's well big, isn't it, Chiz? It's well big.
DJ Empress says, Millie, missed you. Clapping hands as well. She said, you know, I'm hoping you're out of prison fully now. I think that's what it says there as well. Zar says, Chidi, how old is Nunu? And as a parent, do we think it's okay for children to go to school and tell others they are not something they are and want to be addressed as something else? That's a good point. I'm going to read that again. I'm going to say that to you guys again. So Zaza says, Chidi, how old is Nunu? Question mark. And as a parent, do we think it's okay for children to go to school and tell others they are not something they are and want to be addressed as something else?
So she's 13, and I asked her how she felt about it, and she said, you know, she's part of Gen Z, isn't she? So she just said, like, you know, to a height, I haven't got a problem with it. She said, but what's annoying is when, you know, you're going to get things wrong or whatever, and everyone wants to jump on their high horse, and then people are arguing, and then you're labelled as a bully or you're picking on somebody because you've got their pronouns wrong. She said it does get very irritating. And she said what also is extremely irritating to her, she finds in her age group that the children are given way too much scope and freedom on those things when they're not really mature enough to make those decisions. So then exactly. So then in turn, then they'll come back to school, you know, a couple of days into the week, and they'll say, oh no, I just want to be known as she now. I just want to be known as her now. Because they haven't got
the thing is, we're not educated. Like, we're not educated. So how the fuck are we supposed to educate our kids on different, like, we've literally been teaching them pronouns, but what the government say that kids should learn, and now we're teaching them that, but now you can call a singular person they, because that's what they want to be called, and it's okay to call them that. But when you write on paper, it's got to be they means a group. But then what happens if you're then writing about a non-binary person that's called they in a group? Like, then what? So
let me ask you guys a question. I'm going to throw it to you guys and throw it to the guys in the comments, right? Oh, by the way, DJ Empress says, I never said shit. Talking about my forehead, I think. She never said shit about my forehead, but she did say, Millie, welcome home from prison, okay? I'm going to throw it out to you guys, right? And then what we'll do after is we'll go into the Auntie Carl, because we didn't know Milan was going to be out of prison just yet. So I've got a question in for you. So what do you guys think about...
I was at work, that's why I've got early release.
No, you were working. Show them the tag.
I'm not allowed to put my bowel conditions.
Good point. I forgot what I was going to say now. So I was going to ask you guys, what's your views then on when you hear parents are referring to their kids as non-binary? So, you know, they say they don't refer to their child as he or she, they refer to them as they. What's your views on that?
You're forcing it on them.
Can I start? Can I just start with this one? I have no problem with that. I think one thing we do really need to be educating our children with is education in terms of subjects. And how about learning love, loyalty, compassion, you know, the normal things that make the world go right? Yeah. How about we start there? When the kids actually know more about themselves, then they can do that whatever they want later in life. Be a fucking wolf. Don't piss up a tree. I don't care. But you don't need to be angry with the world because you don't know by yourself. Let's learn the right things first and then move from there as a society. How about that?
Yes, Carl. He said that. Nah, man, come on. That was on point. Yes,
okay, but Carl, you didn't answer my bloody question. My question to you is, let's put age on it, right? Got a 5-year-old, and you got the parents, meet the parents, they got a 5-year-old, and they're saying, oh, little Timmy, we don't refer to little Timmy as him. We don't say, well done, son. We say, well done, you. And we don't say to him, we don't call him a him, we call him they. We don't refer to him as a gender. Little Timmy, who's just learning how to wee and use the toilet by himself, we find that he's got a pair of testicles and a penis. We don't tell him he's a boy.
I think those parents are setting that kid up for early life in school to be harassed and bullied more. Because when they actually don't realise that everyone else doesn't deal with that or understand that, and then they're going to get victimised for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's they don't... Why do they need to be taught this?
They're instilling their own beliefs on their children. I don't like that. Listen, I will always give my child freedom of speech and freedom of choice. I want her to think freely and think for herself. I don't want to, but listen, I told you I don't eat meat. I haven't eaten meat for 11 years. I ain't stopped my child from eating meat because that's a me problem. That's my business, nothing to do with her. I ain't gonna instill my beliefs on her when her mind is not fully grown. She needs to learn and explore life and learn the process for herself. Who the fuck am I to take that away from her? When you're enforcing this shit on your kids, yeah? Like, it's what you believe in, but how do you know they're going to believe? They ain't old enough to know that they believe in that.
Yeah,
that's a good point. So, okay, I'm going to come to you, Casey, but I'm going to tailor the question to you, Casey, slightly, just a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. I'm picking on you slightly, but there's a reason why I'm picking on you. Not because of you couldn't my big forehead. But, you know, you mentioned your friends earlier. You said your friends are non-binary. Mm-hmm. You said
I also have a close friend who has a 13-year-old daughter, now non-binary.
Yeah, well, that's a whole other story. But let's go with our friends who are non-binary.
This is like the child kind of situation. But
yeah, it's a whole other one. So you've got your friends who are non-binary, and let's say they have a child together, and they said that they're going to try to raise their child non-binary. Like, they're not going to give a child a title. They're going to say they whatever pronouns they want to use. What would your views be there? Because again, I'm playing a bit of devil's advocate. But, yeah.
I'm very much the same stance as Chiddy, that I don't think it's fair to force your own views onto your children. If your child, for instance, got to 3 years old and was like, Mem, I want to wear dresses, like I want to play with Barbies, etc., etc. There is a reality show called I Am Jazz, which is about an American now female who at around 3 years old basically expressed that they didn't feel like a boy. They wanted to wear dresses, play with Barbies, etc., etc. If a child is expressing an interest in that, I don't think it's fair to withhold that from them if that's how they feel. But equally, you kind of have to be having the conversation of not everyone is going to be okay with this. Like, and you have to appear a certain way in school until we know for sure that this is what you want to do. Like, we don't want the drama that would be caused that if you're like the child in new school, there was kind of flipping back and forth between like, I want to be called this now, and then a couple of days later, like, oh no, I actually want to be called something else. It just takes the like validity and seriousness away from it for those people who actually feel that way. It's not a joke. It's not easy for someone to turn around and say something like that, knowing that people are going to judge them. It's the same as like when Carl said that he came out when he was 13, especially knowing like the school that we went to when you were going through that. That's like a major thing to do. We didn't go to a school where, like, I got bullied because I liked rock music. Like, so can you imagine what it was like for anyone who felt different in ways of sexuality? It was just massively frowned upon to not be basically a chav who just shagged around. Like, it's basically, you shouldn't be forcing your viewpoint onto anyone, whether that's a child, another adult. It should be through free will. So I don't agree with parents who just decide that they're not going to gender their child. That's not fair on the child. It's just not. And yeah, like Carl said, you're setting them up for a whole load of shit if you are doing that off of your own back. So, and why would you do that to your child? You want them to have an easy life. You want them to be happy. Like Chiddy said, you want them to know themselves. You want them to be secure in who they are. And if that happens to mean that they don't feel they are in the right body, then you would support them. But it's not something that you should be forcing on anyone. It's just amazing. So,
speaking of kids, message said here, this is on PD says, Nunu is well clued up, love heart. Who says, why is Sticky making things up? Not sure what that means. Referring to, tell him in the comments to suit him, shake my head. Why is everyone after me today? DJ Empress says, Sticky, that forward is a crime. You need to go to bloody HMP. That's where Melander's come from. I'm going to read two more. Then we're going to go into the Auntie Carl, which is Zaza says, honestly, I would tell my child to go upstairs and put their shoes on and get to school. My child can grow to be who they want to be. I'll always instill the confidence in them to be, but except if my child wants to be referred to as a tree, sorry, but no. Okay, fair enough. That's from Zaza. Chids. Hold on, let me read one more. This one says, not to go too deep, but it's the same with religion. I feel like it should be a choice and not a necessity. That's a good point there. Yeah. That's probably the only good point PD has ever made and will ever make as well. Chids. Chids. Well, she said that what did she say? Jill Scott's better than Beyonce. So I mean, I can't take anything she says.
You know what? You and Peely need to have a one-to-one and just argue this out, because you've got a big problem with it.
You lot just need to do your thing and then.
Well, I got receipts for things she says anyway. But anyway, Chids, we've got about 20 minutes left to go. Chids, we've got the Auntie Carl. This is the section where we're going to give Carl a scenario, real life scenario, and get his views on it.
Yeah, I'm going to do this for Auntie Carl / Ask Millie, because I just want to know what the both of them think. Right, so you ready?
No.
There is this woman, and she is in a relationship with a guy. They've been together for 5 years. The guy is bisexual. The woman allows him to fulfill his bisexual needs by being with a guy, another specific guy. They've got no problem with it. It's kind of like an open relationship in the sense of, but it's just only that other guy. They don't all join up or anything. He spends majority of his time with her. When he's not working, they live their normal everyday life or whatever. But when he has the bisexual urges, he is allowed to go and sleep with this guy. Whatever, yeah? He's judging no one. But now the woman has a problem because her and the guy that her man sleeps with don't really 100% get on. Not really. Well, that was up until maybe about a month ago when they started sleeping with each other behind the boyfriend's back. So what she wants to know is, should she go and tell her partner that she is also having a sexual relationship with the guy that he's having a sexual relationship with? I got a headache.
I'm just looking at Carl's face, like Carl's face is just making this for me.
I mean, look, again, like referring back to your kids, you're setting yourself up for a disaster there already. Do what you want. Aren't they already having a three-way? I mean, you kind of allowed this. Haha.
Carl said, haha.
No,
that's what I was thinking. It's a bit mad.
You've allowed yourself this. Mel, what are you saying?
What are you saying?
I mean, first of all, bisexual urges. I thought bisexual meant that you like men and women. So if you're with a man, you're with a man. And then when you break up with that relationship, if you then get with a girl, well, then you're cool because you're bisexual. I didn't know that you might be with a girl, but then have an urge to be with a man at the same time. Like,
I don't know.
Why are you in a relationship? Why are you with one person? If you want to go there, I'm going to hang myself. I'm going to jump off the balcony now.
That's their preference, and they've agreed that that's the way that the chain goes. I mean, you're putting dick in your mouth that's been in a bomb. Anyway, so
look, a straight woman does that also.
Straight women do shit like that too.
So I joined Twitter and I've seen. So anyway, back to the
Twitter's different.
Yeah, don't check out Stephen Twitter. It's very fucking bad.
No, so basically, I feel like the man in the middle, so her
boyfriend,
her man shouldn't feel any way about it because he's already fucking him. So basically, you might as well all move in together.
But she feels, yeah, because obviously she doesn't really, well, but until they started sleeping with each other. She didn't get on with this guy as such, and she's always expressed how much she just doesn't really like him or whatever and stuff.
Yeah, but things change. It goes from fucking, like, we're in September and it's kind of summer and winter at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, things change. It happens.
Yeah.
I guess the problem
September last year, it was definitely winter in September. Do you know what I'm saying? And now it's winter and summer at the same time. So things change, innit? So all you got to do is just tell your man, because at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? Your actual man will break up with you. Alright, cool, but you're still fucking the other guy anyway, so you're still gonna get dick. I don't understand.
No.
The worst that can happen is she's gonna get pregnant by the other guy.
That is definitely whoa. But I just, this is what I mean. I don't like all that sharing. I just don't like all the thought of all that sharing and going around. Like just either be with your man or be with your woman. Like, piss off. Why you got both?
I think
she should definitely tell him, though. She should tell him, like.
Yeah, the problem in this situation is obviously she has pre-agreed with her boyfriend that it is fine for him to sleep with this dude.
But hun, if it wasn't in a contract, then you can still change it. It's okay.
I know, but it is like the problem is when you are in situations like this, a lot of people don't actually write down a written contract. It's like a verbal agreement. But like, so obviously she said to him, "You can go and do your man thing with this dude." But the problem is she is now being sneaky in sleeping with this guy because that wasn't kind of discussed. So she probably feels
why is it okay for him? Why is it okay for him and not her?
Because they discussed it.
Because they had discussed it prior. So it's like,
but she's making it awkward. I would be like, no, you're fucking both.
You know what? Something's got to be. The moon's clearly not aligned today because I got to agree with Kay on this one. Something has to be up. The moon's, the stars, everything's not right because I have to agree with Kay. Kay, for once, for the first time ever, Kay has made a very good point. I mean, what's going on today? Kay made a good point, and so did Peely today. Let me be something. Yeah, I don't know what's going on today.
What's going on with your chakras? They're not.
I know. Peely says, "Thanks, Mills. He just needs a slap."
Right.
DJ Empress says they all need prayers. You know, Empress was saying about the rosary beads in the Bible. They all need that as well. Peely says they should try polygamy. Polygamy. There we go. Zaza says, "No, this is fucked." Fair enough. DJ Empress says that's why I don't share cups with people. Before, actually, I'm going to read some more. Actually, before I read some more, I've got to speak. So I said a birthday shout. Someone said about their birthday on Saturday. I won't say their name, if they want to reveal themselves, but they celebrated their birthday on Saturday. So I want to wish them a happy birthday. Why can't you reveal their name? You're not saying their age. That's a good point. I know the age as well. But I won't say that either. Next one says, this one's from DJ Empress. DJ Empress says, Murray, they are both not the father. For those who watch Murray Povich. Zaza says, Zaza says, I think that she didn't like him because her man liked him, but she must have been getting that good. Can I ask, is it common knowledge that her man is bisexual? Chiz, is it common knowledge that her man is bisexual?
I think so. I didn't ask that.
Fair enough. Peely says they're all sexing each other anyway. They might as well be... I can't even say that word. Polymorous?
Mm-hmm.
Polyamorous.
There you go. Thank you. I still can't say it, so I ain't gonna try again. There we go. I really can't. I can't read
another pronoun.
Yeah, the pronoun. I want to be going there.
Exactly.
I think this is some R. Kelly in the closet scripted sort of shit.
This is a Trapped in the Closet like thing. They should make a little musical. Someone should go in the cupboard and say,
"No, it needs to be a Jerry Springer episode where she's like, I've not been faithful to you," and then it's like, "Oh, who is it?" And then the dude comes out on stage and they start like,
and then someone pulls off a wig and then says,
like pulling someone's wig off.
What was that guy?
Yes.
But with that, speaking about that, as I know you got someone said they should get married and stuff. Speaking of that, that's a good segue because we've got 10 minutes left to go, just under 10 minutes to go into the final topic, right? Which is married at first sight.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who haven't watched it, like myself, I watched about 10 minutes of it. I saw one chick on. I was like, oh, it looks a bit familiar. Let me have a quick look. Chids, tell us about married at first sight. What it's all about.
So the context of it is basically, right, so people who haven't been quite lucky in love or whatever, just haven't found the one, they go onto this TV show, they are basically matched with somebody that they've never met in their life, they don't even know their names, and they only meet them at the altar. So they marry that person and they do everything like basically backwards. It's all condensed. So they get married, then they go and live with each other, then they get to know each other. It's absolutely insane. But so I just wanted to ask people about their views on the concept of that. Would you ever do something like that, or what do you think of that kind of concept?
Let me go to Milan first. I don't think we heard from Milan. Millie, would you consider married at first sight? I mean, obviously, don't forget Milan's only just come out of prison, and also don't forget Milan has had some work done recently, as we can all see as well, right? So, Millie.
Millie, don't
make me get these out. They are all mine. They are squidgy. They're not hard. They're all mine. Anyway, married at first sight. Do you know what? No, because you know the one I've never watched like Married at First Sight, but for me, marriage is like you only do it once. You do it with like, is the marriage real? Like, it's a real thing?
It's a commitment, it's a promise to each other, and it's
For me, marriage is a one-time thing. Like, and I'm literally doing it with the person I love, the person I want to be with the rest of my life. I would do the one with the little French man, Frederick, what his name is. First date.
Oh, first date.
I would do that because it's just a date. Like, there's no promise at the end of it. You don't have to see the person at the end. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can just go your separate ways. Or you can go off and do what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? But married at first sight is, like, for me, that's just, like, I'm not, like, a religious person or anything, but that's a big commitment to do with someone that I don't know. And then I've got to move in with them and then I don't like you. Or what if I get to the altar and you're some whole Shrek looking, then what? Can I walk off? Can I pick again? Can I spin the wheel? Do I get another raffle ticket? I mean, I don't understand what happens. Do you know what I mean? That's all a bit much. I couldn't do it.
I know someone. I actually personally know someone. I'll say this quick because I know we're finishing. I personally know someone who's been on the Australian version, and I can't say the name. I know someone
who's on the UK version at the moment as well.
I know somebody contractually I can't use their names because I've been told this personal. The producers ploughed them with so much shit in between. They got them drunk, they got them high, they got them coked up, and then they set them up. This person's been saying stuff, so when the table, there's mass explosions, obviously TV viewing, you know. So it is all counterproductive. It's all pushed in their faces for explosion.
So I've watched maybe like 2 seasons of the Australian version. The relationship experts used to call themselves psychologists. They are now not allowed to be called psychologists by order of like the Australian like Society of Psychologists, because they are not acting responsibly. They are purposely putting people together that they know aren't compatible. They literally just want like views, basically. They want people to tune into the show and see drama. If it was genuine and they were actually genuinely looking to match people up who were going to be good for each other, it would be a whole different thing. But I think the Australian show now has had maybe like 8 seasons, and I think out of every couple that has been on there, there's about 3 that are still together. Bearing in mind that there's usually at least 10 each season. So it's quite clear that it doesn't work. It's just together. Yeah, only 3 couples are still actually together.
No, in the English, like in the British one.
I'm not sure, because that's obviously like it's the first. Is it the first season now of it?
Season of the British one.
Yeah, but one of the Australian psychologist has been flown over to do this show. But
Who is it?
It's the woman one.
With a fringe starts about here, it's a lot.
Whilst you're not thinking about who it is, read some of his messages quickly. This one says, thanks, Sticky. This one says, it kind of takes away from the so-called scaredness or seriousness of marriage in a way. Okay, fair enough. DJ, sacredness. Thank you. Oh, sacredness. There we go. Dyslexia kicked in. DJ Empress says they might smell and have small bits. Fair enough.
Not even that. What if my husband don't want to listen to my one R. Kelly song that I've already told people I'm going to have? Then what? I've got to knock him out. I'm going back to prison. Do you know what I'm saying?
And on that record, right, for the record, I'm just joking. Milan has not been in prison. I am just joking, okay? Just playing, just teasing her, right? Before anyone takes it seriously, get any calls offline. Like, Sticky, don't be calling us, he's on prison. That's what I'm saying. Right, so by the sounds of it, I'm assuming that, so Kay said no, Kay, that's a no from you. You're not for Married at First Sight. Milan is no, that you might not want to listen to Step in the Name of Love, but you might want to feel on your booty. Chids, you like what I did there, yeah?
I loved it.
Is it for you? Yay or nay for you?
No, absolutely not. No, come on. Stop it.
Okay.
Oh, it's entertaining as fuck to watch, I will say that.
It's entertaining to watch, but in reality, absolutely not. Why would you do that? It's mad. What about you, Sticks?
No, Rasta.
If they paired you with me, I know you would say, yeah, I know you would do it.
Well, definitely. To be fair, as I've already told you earlier, don't forget, you haven't had me for 11 years, and boy, you know what I mean? Exactly. I mean, whichever way you want to do it. I mean, yeah. Anyway, let's spice it up, right? So it's almost the time, almost the end of the show. First of all, thank you all for joining in. As you can see, we've done a brand new time now from 9 o'clock because you guys have said that 10 o'clock UK time is too late for you, although it's an hour earlier for Carl. So instead of being up at 7 o'clock in the morning, he's now up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And believe it or not,
up at 5. Up at 5. Because I need to wake up for like a good 45 before I can speak.
You see, now, even if you are blind, you know that Carl is white and I am not. Because Carl said he's up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I've yet to hear a black person say they're up at 5 o'clock in the morning willingly. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, that's as you can see. Home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, exactly. And to be fair, as I said, we've been on time, and that's because we got Carl. Carl's like, look, I don't do black people time, but you guys better be on time, you motherfuckers.
Kay does black people time. She does like, I think she's black, mixed race. I think she's Indian. I think she's all ethnic backgrounds bar white because she actually takes the piss with time.
Well, she might want to use that. She might be Gen Z. She might want to now be referred to as.
You can't say that I takes the piss because I comes to your house and you ain't even there when you tells me to come.
I know, that's very true. That is very true. I'll tell her to knock a tape. She'll knock a tape. And
you see, now watch this. Check this.
I'm black.
Check this, exactly. Now, if you were blind again, you'll know that Kay is white and Chitty is black because Kay's head, when I come to your house, you're not there. Now, black people know full well, right? They weren't going to be there or they're sleeping on something, right? You better call me before you leave out to make sure that I'm around.
I know, I do go to sleep. I'm not going to lie. I do go to bed. I'm terrible. I have all intention of staying awake and staying up, and then something happens and I wake up, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what happened? Shit, where am I?
But to be fair, Kay, not all black people are like that. It's usually the ones that are from certain islands in the Caribbean, not Jamaica. The ones that are usually from St. Kitts. Okay, I'm just putting it out there.
Why
I'm just saying. Milan's gonna agree with me. Milan's on my side on this one because we know that.
My mum's coming for you anyway. She's ready for you. She wants a one-to-one with you as well. She does want a one-to-one with you. She's pissed off with you, Sticks.
Fair enough. Don't forget next week, guys. Don't forget next week, right? We're going to try and do a quiz next week, all right? Yeah. 2 devices. And we'll tell you before we cut out. 2 devices. You need 1 device to do the questions, 1 device to answer. It's very simple. Kay, you better join us. I don't hear no about no lateness or nothing like that. Milan is going to cheat, so you guys know she always cheats, and so does Peely. Peely always cheats as well, but Peely is not clever with it. Peely has a mum in the background. So that's what we're going to do next week. We're going to have a competition. I'm going to try and get the questions done quick, fast. But until next week, we got to go. See you all later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.